Hey guys, so we are coming to the end of our first term of homeschooling for this school year, and I wanted to share with you what has been our most invaluable tool for our school year this year. At least it has been for me. A friend of mine told me about Trello a while ago, and on a whim I decided to set it up for our homeschool year. And it was kind of one of those things where I thought, I'm probably gonna put all this work into setting it up and then we're never gonna use it. You guys, I literally use it not only weekly, but daily. It's my way of keeping on track with what all we need to accomplish for that week and seeing it checked off, like visually seeing it checked off of my list. Now, it's one of those things where I don't like to have things set for a specific time every single day because invariably, like that just doesn't happen with all of the distractions of life and toddlers in the house and stuff. But I do want to know what my goal is for accomplishing that day and over the course of a week. And so Trello has been a huge help for me in keeping me on track. And every Sunday night, I sit down and I reset the page for the day and get a good snapshot of what our week is going to look like so that I can kind of plan around that. So I wanted to give you a little bit of a close-up look at how we have set up Trello to use in our homeschool this year. Okay, so this is an overall view of what Trello looks like on my computer every week when I sit down and look at it. So what I've done, and you can actually see I've been using it this week, these are the completed tasks that I have right here. And then I have a morning basket, and each day, day 1, day 2, day 3, and day 4 are all listed under the morning basket. As you can see, there's nothing under day 1. It's because day 1 has been completed and everything has been moved over to the completed. So day 2, when we have complete that, I will simply just click and drag it over into our completed for that day. So under the morning basket, I have the scripture that we read for the day, our scripture memorizations for both my Form 1 student and for my preschooler. I have our hymn for the term that we're studying. I have our poetry that we're memorizing. This one just happens to be on our rotation for that day, a fable, the ants and the grasshopper. And then copy work, right here it says exam for this week because we're here in exams this week. So as we complete all of that, all I have to do is click and drag it. What's really cool about all of this is that it is available on my phone too. So in the morning when I'm sitting down with the kids and we go to read our devotional for the day, I don't have to get my computer out. I literally just open up the app in my phone and I'm able to see what we're supposed to read, and then I just click and drag it when we're done, and then it updates on here as well. So whenever I come on here, it's there. I love that this does that for me. Down here you'll see I have something called volcano videos. We've kind of been doing a special study on volcanoes for this past couple weeks. So when you open these up, you can add in links, which is just crazy awesome to me. So like here, all you have to do is click and it takes you to the YouTube video. I'll just close that back out and come back here. So I have all of my links in here, which is like game changer when it comes to keeping everything organized. So that's for how I have the morning basket set up. I chose to keep the feast separate from the morning basket. You could literally just put everything under morning basket and under your days. Actually I'm going to talk about this for a second. What you see here for the pictures, like morning basket, the feast, those are just pictures that I have added. So if you click on this right here, I added this picture up here that says day 1, and whatever the first picture you add to the card, that is what pops up on here. I can remove that picture so that it doesn't show up on the card on like the overall view, but I like to keep these ones visible so that I can show it that way. Now the feast, I have down here day 1, day 2. Now see, obviously here we did not get to our Spanish review like I hoped for day 1, so I'm going to come back to that. Day 2, I've got reading, what math lesson we're on, solfa, so I'm going to open that up. I have all of the attachments for every solfa song that we have sung for this term. So like sometimes just over lunch, I'll sit and I'll play through some of these songs, and my kids will have fun listening to those while eating their lunch. Down here, we're reading the Burgess Animal book. If I click on that, I can see that it's chapter 12, but I also have all the Burgess Animal videos for a playlist, and I have a link that gets me to Burgess coloring pages. So all of that on Sunday, when I am resetting my week, I just come in here, I change this, this will be 13 come Sunday, and then I come and I click the Burgess coloring pages and print out whatever week I'm on. So all of my links are handy and right at the tip of my finger, which is what I just absolutely love about having Trello, is all of my links are right there. And I also get the visual each day of physically moving things off of my to-do list. So none of this is set to any specific time, but it shows me what I hope to accomplish for that day. One of the other things that I think is really cool is at the top, so under this one here, I'm going to click on the feast. I've added this picture once again. That's what you're seeing on the front. And I just made that with WordSwag, which is just an app that you can get. But then you can create checklists. So I just click checklist right here and it creates a checklist, and you can rename them. So I named this one day 1, and then I added all of these to it. So as I complete them, which I can complete all of these right now, it checks them off for me. So what I love about this is on Sunday at the end of the week, when I'm starting to reset for the next week, which actually totally did not update that for this week. I come in here and you can click on description. I'm just gonna go ahead and update this because apparently I did not update this before doing that. So I put the date in, but then at the end of the week, I'm going to journal, and I sit there and I type out, we had an awesome week this week, and then go through, and my journaling is really long, like it's several paragraphs long. Just click save, and it saves all of that. And then from my phone, I'll actually come in, click on this card, and add a bunch of pictures that I've taken for the week. Just for like my own benefit of keeping everything, or keeping track of everything. So then I'll drag these over into what I call my journal, which is this one right here. So as you can see here, we have week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, all the way down to week 11, because we're not quite done with week 12. And all I did was I removed that picture that I had added up here. So now it doesn't have that showing on the outside here. So I click on that, and this is my journal for that week. It's got all of it right there. These are the images that I've now added of our week. I can click on it and see them nice and big. We went on a nice snowy walk that day. And then down here, you'll see everything checked off that we've completed for that week. So it's a great way of keeping track of what we've accomplished for that week. What's really cool is you can also get a power-up. You get one power-up for the free version, and so I chose to get the print cards. So if I click on print card, it's going to load, and I can print, print full page. You can edit this to what you want it to print. I just want it to print my description and my checklist. I haven't figured out a good way of printing all of the pictures because they're really big if you try to print all the pictures, but there's that. And so if I click on that, it now prints it. So I know that this is really tiny. My print preview is very tiny, but it prints my full description, which is what I journaled, plus everything that I've checked off. It shows each box checked and all the checklists that I have there, and I can print that and just put it into a binder. And then I have a physical copy of what we've completed for that week, just kind of for my own records. Really keeping it on here is a great way to do it too. So as you can see, I have a lot of different lists here that I've created. One, I was keeping a list of all of our read alouds. Right now we're reading Heidi. I had several of them on here, but as I've completed them, I've just clicked and drug it over to our completed books, and I could just drop it in there. It's really easy just to move things around if you wanted to. Nature study, I've been putting in what we are studying that week. So like right now we're on week 2 for November, so we're on moss. I just keep a quick list of handcrafts so that if I'm ever trying to come up with some ideas for some things that we can do, like here's finger knitting, so I click that and oh hey, I also have a link in there that shows me how to teach my kids to finger knit. So I would just click that and it's all right there and handy. Like I said, I have a list of completed books, so these are all the ones that we've completed for this term. I have opted to keep a list for history and for natural history of just the books that we are using for the school year as well. Down here, you're going to see that I have an identical copy of what is at the beginning. The reason I do this is because on Sunday, I will go through and update these ones so that I'm not having everything drug off of there, and update it, which becomes very easy. So all I have to do is like on the feast, I could come in here and come up and do, all right, we should be on lesson 43 by the end of the week, and then it changes that. And so it's really easy just to update everything, and then I will duplicate or copy the list. Just go create list. And sometimes it takes just a second to happen, but it should duplicate the list for me. So then I'll drag the one that's all updated to the beginning. So I have a fresh list every week. So like I'll drag it all the way up. And then I'll have a copy of it back here so that I can easily update it the next week. So I'll just get rid of this one right now. So you just go archive list. Why they don't have a delete, I don't know, but they archive everything. So lists are really pretty simple to make. If you just do add another list, let's call this an example. So now I have another list. So I can then add a card, and let's call this one our homeschool journey. So now I've got another list. So this is where I would come in here and you can add a picture. So you would do attachment, and then let's do from my computer, I guess. Oh, here we go. And I don't really know if I have like a good picture. Here, we'll do this. So now it's loading it. My internet must be really slow today, guys. I don't know what's going on. There we go. So now there's the cardinal that I just uploaded, and now the cardinal shows here. If you don't want that cardinal to show, all you have to do is click on it and do remove cover. And now it's not showing at the top, but the cardinal picture is still under that tab. So now it's not showing here, but the cardinal is still there. And if you want to just completely get rid of it, just hit delete and it's totally gone. So that's the way you do it. If you want to add a checklist, you just click checklist, and let's call this, let's see, we'll call it my to-do. So now it says to do here, and I can add 1, 2, 3, and okay, I just completed 1, 2, and 3. And so checklists are that easy to make with this. If you want to delete a checklist, it's easy to do that as well. You can add any kind of attachment. There's all kinds. You can add links. Like here is Henry Purcell's. I just copied the link, add it here, and if I want to rename it, I can rename it Purcell. And now here it shows up with the name that I've given it, and it's a link. So if I click that link now, it should take me right to Henry Purcell's. I guess we don't need to listen to that music right now. So this video is probably getting really long, but I hope that that gives you a good example of how we are utilizing it this year. It really has been awesome. All right, so I hope that that was helpful for you. I'm sorry that the video was a little bit long, but I wanted to show you exactly how we are utilizing Trello this year for homeschooling. If you have any questions, contact me. I'd be happy to try to walk you through how we have it all set up but it has really been a game changer for me. At the end of this video, I'm going to just do a quick like a screenshot of my phone so that you can see how it looks in a mobile interface. So like I said, hope that this was helpful for you.